Well, I believe that you can make an analogy to a person who was abused or traumatized as a child. The entirety of human history has been acted out in the light of the traumatic severing of our connection into the Gaian mother goddess planetary matrix of organic wholeness that was the centerpiece of the psychedelic experience back in the high Paleolithic.
The name Atlas, like the Atlantic Ocean, is derived from the god Atlas, who famously bears the weight of the world on his shoulders. The earliest account of Atlantis comes from the pen of Plato. Plato believed this information came from an Egyptian priest who located the lost continent of Atlantis beyond the Pillars of Hercules. In mythology, Hercules split a mountain that used to be Atlas in two, forming the two pillars of Hercules. Thus, the name and the location of Atlantis is inseparable from the idea of pillars. Notice how this imagery portrays the mythical kingdom of Atlantis beyond the pillars, between the two pillars of Hercules. The Freemasons also have the symbol of two pillars incorporated into their symbol system. Their pillars are called Boaz and Jachin and are obviously connected to the pillars of Atlas and Atlantis. As we can see here, the pillars hold aloft the world or the heavens, just like Atlas. Similarly to the imagery of Atlantis lying between two pillars, we see the Masons represent cosmic consciousness, heaven, God, illumination, by a third middle pillar in between the two pillars of Boaz and Jachin. Atlantis and the middle pillar are therefore interchangeable, and the quest for Atlantis becomes, in my preferred metaphor, the quest for the stargate of cosmic illumination. Plato also recounted what the Egyptian priests believed the city of Atlantis itself looked like. It was said to be arranged in concentric circles of alternating land and water. The concentric circle or bullseye design is often associated with stargates. Researcher William Henry believes that the bullseye or target design is a two-dimensional representation of the three-dimensional stargate or wormhole phenomenon. Having the concentric circles of Atlantis so closely associated with water reminds us of another name for the stargate, the water door, and leads us to believe that the stargate and Atlantis are inseparable and might indeed be metaphors for each other. I believe that the pillars of Freemasonry, Atlas, Hercules, and Atlantis are intimately connected to the magic mushroom and the experience of ecstatic cosmic illumination, the opening of the third eye, the crown chakra, and the stargate. By the ingestion and knowledgeable use of this plant entheogen or God-manifesting drug. Further descriptions of Atlantis by Plato reads, "The stone which was used in the work they quarried from underneath the center island and from underneath the zones on the outer as well as the inner side. One kind was white, another black, and a third red." We see here that the Amanita Muscaria magic mushroom has also the distinctive colors red, white, and black. We have now connected the name, the symbols, and the description of Atlantis to the magic mushroom. Other varieties of entheogenic magic mushrooms are known for the distinctive feature of bruising a dark blue when being handled. Many deities are portrayed with the same distinctive blue of the magic mushroom. On the left we see a pair of Hindu gods with their stargate symbol, the halo, around their heads. On the right we see an image often used by William Henry. It shows a blue Jesus inside a swirling vortex or stargate motif. This Egyptian wall relief shows Osiris portrayed with the dark blue coloration of the magic mushroom. Here is a blue Hermes from Disney's film Hercules. Hermes is the Greek version of the Egyptian god Thoth, and we can see him holding his distinctive caduceus, snake coiling around a rod, symbol. Researchers of astrotheology and shamanism, Jan Irvin and Andrew Rutajit, in their video lecture The Pharmacratic Inquisition, explain how the major religions of our day have their roots in the worship of the magic mushroom and the heavens, the stars above. The caduceus can be viewed as a diagram of what happens when one ingests the magic mushrooms and uses them properly. The awakened kundalini or orgone energy moves up the spine, represented by the staff or the pillar, finally reaching the third eye and crown chakra. The serpent energy then lights up the third eye and opens the crown chakra or the stargate. Irvin and Rutajit also show how the caduceus can be viewed as a stylized magic mushroom. The Egyptian Ankh, an earlier precursor to the Christian cross, is more than likely itself the magic mushroom. We see in the above ancient Egyptian images the gods feeding their human royal counterparts, the entheogenic or God-manifesting drug. Connecting snakes to cosmic consciousness brought on by entheogenic plants is a feature of numerous cultures and shamanism in general, and as Jeremy Narby has shown us in The Cosmic Serpent, very much connected to the DNA. I believe we can largely attribute the imagery of the snake, often connected with knowledge and teacher gods, to attempts at portraying the real teacher, the coiling double DNA helix. The Cosmic Serpent is therefore early attempts at codifying and describing the process of the adept climbing the spiraling staircase or ladder to heaven, or the stargate. In psychological jargon, we would say the activation of Timothy Leary's seventh circuit, the neurogenetic circuit. Many researchers of the esoteric believe that the story of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden is a veiled reference to Atlantis and Lemuria. This is somewhat correct, remembering that Atlantis and Lemuria are symbols for the magic mushroom and the experience of cosmic illumination. The tree, the serpent, and the fruit being symbols, the tools you will need, the method you must use, the path you must walk, and a description of the place you will find when locating Eden or Atlantis or traveling through the stargate in the pineal gland. How does Moses and 9/11 fit into all of this? Find out in part 2.
You know they got X-ray satellites to read your mail before it's open. They got their secret base beneath the ocean, testing out explosions of nuclear bombs down into Oakland. That's why those crackheads are smoking. It's remote-controlled emotions, triggered by cops with laptops. A chip inside your skin implanted with your tetanus shot. Long before you could walk, they had you locked and barcoded. For race, color, and class, your life is downloaded.